It is now Sunday, 8:26 p.m. The early run to the airport for the week. And the week is only a couple hours old. And look at all these guys waiting here. Look at all these goomers. That's a lot of them waiting here. Yeah, they paid to sit here. And there's a bullpen back there full of taxis, full of yellow cabs. And I'm sure that there are several cars out at the ferries as well. So I think it's my best bet to just head back into town instead of waiting at the ferries for 2 or 3 boats to come through before I get a ride. There's probably several cars out there right now. But I'm the first from our fleet out in this neck of the woods. We don't have any cars at the ferries at the moment. I don't think I'm going to chance it. Maybe I should. I don't know. I should have a look and see. Maybe it's worth my while to be out there. Anyways, the week is still young. I haven't been stressed out yet. But I have been angered once or twice. And the night is only a couple hours old. Yeah, I think my best bet is to head back into town. Even though I'd love to relax and wait at the ferries for a ride into town. Well, maybe I'll go take a look anyhow. This is my second trip to the airport. It is now 9:55 p.m. Basically, after the last trip to the airport, I went to the ferries and I looked at it, and there was 14 cabs already there, so I wasn't going to sit in line for that. Then I went into town, I had another trip, and after getting that trip, I had another call, and that call came out here to the airport. So 2 trips to the airport before 10 o'clock on a Sunday night. I think I have about 180 on already. It's pretty crazy. Pretty damn crazy. So 2 airports in the first half of the first shift of the week. What are the chances of that? It's been a long time since I've had 2 trips to the airport in the first half of the night. Well, I guess I'll go back to town again. And it says on here that I'm 3rd of 3 cars in the zone. So the other 2 must be the 2 cars of ours that I saw at the ferries. You see, I was the first in the zone, but once I got out to the halfway between here and the ferries, somehow 2 other cars appeared in the zone, and they were both just ahead of me at the ferries. So I don't think it's worth my while to go there again, just like it was the first time. I'm glad I didn't stay there because, you know, this 2 trips to the second trip to the airport is really making it worth it. Yeah. Okay, well, maybe I'll come back at the end of the shift and let you know how things went. The time is now 6:15 or something like that on Monday in the afternoon, and I'm on my way to work. My alarm didn't go off properly, and so I slept until 6. So I haven't had anything to eat yet. I'll pick something up from a drive-through as I go, and I will have something to eat. But I may have needed the sleep anyway. It was busy last night. I had those 2 airporters. I had another trip out to Sydney later on where I got shorted about $12. I got sent to pick someone up. It was somebody homeless at a gas station who was going to his shelter. And there was a girl there who said that she needed a ride to her mother's place, and it's about $50. But to come back and get her after taking this guy home, or homeless. So I went back there, and I ended up taking her to Sydney, and she didn't want to go directly to the house because she didn't want to wake her mother or something. And we were almost there, and I got $42.45 out of her when the fare was $53.90 at that point. So yeah, I got shorted, but the tips I made from other trips more than made up for the amount that I was shorted. So it kind of worked out, but still, it's the principle of the thing. So anyway, the rest of the night I was pretty busy. I got about, it was almost $400, if not $400 for the whole night. So it was enough. So now I go to work again. Yeah, what happened with my alarm? You know, when a volume control is kind of worn out, sometimes it doesn't connect properly, and that's what happened. That's why the alarm didn't wake me, because it didn't go loud enough. As soon as I touched the volume knob, it was loud. But before I touched it, I turned on the radio and didn't hear much from it. Anyways, so now, yeah, off to work again. Monday night. I'll be at work at the usual time when I'm at work, but this time I have to go get myself something at a drive-through. I said that already, didn't I? I'm repeating myself. Well, yeah, including the night that's coming up, that's 4 nights to go this week. I'll maybe get to you in the morning hours if I have anything to report. I might. The time is now 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. And I just dropped off at the airport, and this place looks busy right now. Looks like there's a flight going out real soon. Flowers. And I've got $342 on, which is all right. Can't complain. The night was busy enough in that I made enough money, and on average the fares were longer, and I had some breaks in between calls, which was nice. I had breaks in between calls all night long, which was great. Not once did I get angry regarding being too busy or being rushed or stressed. It was not too bad. If all nights were like this one, it would be great. And I got an hour to get the car washed and go to the bank and detail the interior and fuel the car and park it. And then I have another hour to walk to the chiropractor from home. Yeah, I got plenty of time, which is good. I don't think I'm going to do any more trips after this. I'm just going to wash the car. Yeah. There was only one thing made me, yes, one thing did make me angry last night. I got sent to, just before 3 o'clock, I got sent to an address which is like a homeless shelter, low rent shelter kind of place. And all kinds of idiots live there. So I get sent there and I called the guy and he says, yeah, I'll be right out. I waited more than 15 minutes and he didn't come out yet, so I called him again. And he said, yeah, I'm just coming out right now. I said, great, see you soon. Next thing you know, he's coming out and he's carrying a dog. Now, I'm allergic to dogs. I do not take dogs in my cab if I can help it, because very often it leads to my eyes running and my nose running and my throat congesting and just not feeling good. I don't like allergic reactions. So he says, I'm going to take my dog, he's going to sit in my lap, and is that okay? I said, no, sorry, it's not okay. I'm allergic to dogs. I will call you another cab. So then he shut the door, and that was that. I called another cab, and I was rewarded by my next trip because it went a good long distance. But this guy wasted 20 minutes of my time when he could have just said at the beginning that he has a dog, and I wouldn't have even gone for the trip. Give it to somebody else. But no, he had to waste my time instead of telling the dispatcher, or instead of leaving me the message, or telling me when I first called him, I got a dog, is that okay? Well, I would have said no, and then I would have sent another cab. Anyway, it's pretty much over now, and I've done all right for the night. And it wasn't a crazy night like others, even though I did get a slightly late start. And I had to go through a drive-through to get something to eat. Anyway, 3 more nights to go this week. Time is now 3:47 on Wednesday morning. I already have $445 on. I've been busy. I've had some longer trips. I've been very fortunate in that regard. I am getting tired, and I have not watched all that much video because I've been working, been busy. We're still short drivers. We don't have enough drivers to do the job. And so how come this thing is, this is weird. I'm getting this strange effect off the lights, off the street lights. I wasn't getting that effect before, that glaring effect. Oh, maybe because usually it's not so dark out here. Like I said, the time, it's 3:48 in the morning, so I don't think there's any indication of blue sky yet. Oh, very, very faint and vague. It's very, very faint in that direction there. You can barely see it. Oh, you want to talk about being annoyed? I had a customer who, wow, is this zoomed in? I think it's zoomed in. I don't know. Is that zoomed in? Oh, that's zoomed in. We want it zoomed out. There, that's better. Okay. I got sent to a park, or a square, Centennial Square, and I called the customer to tell him I'm there. He said he'd be right over. 10 minutes later, he was there. Him and this girl piled a whole bunch of stuff in the trunk. And he was on a bicycle. And he gave me an address to go to and said, I'll meet you there. So, the girl with all her stuff then went to around the corner, and then she saw a convenience store, and she wanted to go into that convenience store and get some groceries because there's no food at home. And she doesn't want to, she's not feeling well, so she doesn't want to go out again. Okay. I waited 10 minutes in front of that convenience store downtown for her to come back. When we got to the address, she said, I have plenty of money, but it's all coins. It's mostly quarters. She gave me $10 in quarters. 4 $2 coins and one $1 coin. And that's all I got because that's how much it cost, $19. Then she's fumbling around with her purse. And she's messing around with that. Meanwhile, I open up the trunk and take all her things out of there and put them on the doorstep of the building. After I've done that, I see she's got her knees on the ground and she's leaning over the back seat and getting in behind the back seat. I said, well, what's going on here? She says, I dropped my change under the seat. Oh, crap. So I got on the other side and took the whole seat out. And I said, you can have all the change on that side, and I'll take the change on this side. I got $3.50 tip by taking the seat out. So now I had to put the seat back in when she was gone with her stuff. And then she said, thank you for your patience. And I said, yeah, great, okay. Then I went... There we go. Then I went to a laundromat nearby to wash the money because there was some chocolate goo that the coins that I picked out from under the seat were full of. So I had to wash that and my hands. I think I spent about an hour on that fare. From the time I got called till the time I was free of her. Oh my goodness. But I've done well. I've done well tonight. Now back to town. Hopefully I can relax a little bit for a change. Oh yeah. I just remembered people from the homeless shelter. I got sent to the homeless shelter to pick up some people. And they had called for 2 cabs, but we managed to get all their boxes and stuff into one car. And they were from a homeless shelter, but they were sick and tired of the homeless shelter, so they took a little vacation and they were going to an Airbnb, which is crazy. Anyways, they paid me twice the fare because they thought they needed 2 cabs for all the stuff they had. They asked for a van cab, and there was no van cab in town. Alright. So I just had to mention that one. That was the first time I took people from a homeless shelter to an Airbnb, just so that they could get a vacation from being in a homeless shelter. 2 more nights to go. As usual, if anything really memorable happens between now and the end of the shift, which is in 2 hours, I'll let you know. The time is now 5:50 a.m. on Thursday morning. It's Thursday morning. I've got about $360 on, which is alright. Even though I did have one really long trip. I had one guy on crutches, and he went out to Souk for $80. It's an $80 fare. And yeah, the rest of the night was it was busy enough before midnight. And after midnight, it was that annoying kind of busy that it was quiet enough that you had enough of a break that you could just fall asleep, and then as soon as you were falling asleep, or you had been sleeping for just a short time, this thing would go off and wake me up again, give me another call. Yeah, I had some really annoying, just tired. I'm tired from the way the whole week has been. I'm always tired because I'm overworked and I don't get enough rest. Yeah, I probably look tired too, don't I? Well, I'm heading out to the car wash right now. Not the one all the way out of town, the one that's just over by Tillicum there. Because it opens at 6. Usually it opens at 6. And by the time I roll in there, it will be 6 exactly. So then I will have a chance to wash the car, do the mats. Then quickly detail the interior, fuel it up, park it, go home, do a couple of exercises, fix something to eat, drink a couple of whiskeys, go to sleep. Yeah, it's a routine. After tonight, there's one more night to go this week. We'll see how that works out. Yeah, one more night to go. Oh, it's now 4:48 in the morning on Friday morning. This is my last shift of the week. My weekend will begin in an hour and 12 minutes. Great. I've had a busy night. I've got a little over 400 on right now. I had some good trips. And I had my generous customer going up to his friend's place and coming back in. While I was picking up a homeless guy at a homeless shelter, I received a phone call from the generous customer to go get him. Then I received another phone call from another customer who has my phone number, and so first I had to deal with the homeless guy. The generous customer wanted me to let him know how long I would be, and said, "I'll call you when I know for sure." And I knew for sure when I got the homeless guy from one homeless shelter to another. He tipped me very well because I ended up waiting for a while to get him into the car. I sat there for about 10 minutes while he was trying to decide what to do and figure out what he was doing. Anyway, got him where he was going. He tipped me generously. Then the generous customer tipped me generously. And this third customer had a long trip. And it was a waste of time because she was going somewhere and to meet up with somebody who didn't show. So it was a waste of time, but so she was looking for a deal. I gave her a few bucks off because she was looking for a deal. But the generosity of the two customers before that more than made up for what a deal I gave her. So there you go. Yeah, it's been a busy week again. Although tonight was a little bit more relaxed. Between 11 and 3 o'clock, it was a nice, easygoing pace, and I didn't mind that at all for a change. So yeah, with the 1 hour I got left to go, I'm just going to watch some video and maybe do a call or two. It may have died down. Very often it does die down by 5. It's between 3 and 5 that it's sometimes very busy. Who knows? I could still get something else. Oh, and there it is. 2504 Douglas. Well, I'm going to do this one and see where that... I think that goes far. I took that guy the other day, and he went way out of town. So maybe I'll get that again. That'd be nice. Hope yours is better than mine.